start. Bartender coming to you from the Blackwater Siren in Key Largo. I'm here with Bill Wissinger. Say hi, Bill.
Hi, Jim. Go ahead and repeat that because I had you plugged in the wrong channel.
Okay, that's all right. This is Jim the Keys bartender.
There
coming
you
to you from
go.
the Blackwater Siren.
Now we're doing it.
There we go. I'm here with Bill Wissinger.
I just
Say
looked
hi,
up
Bill.
and saw. Hi. I just looked up and saw you were in the wrong damn plug.
I was in the wrong damn plug? Oh, shit. Okay, well, this is episode 101. 101.
101.
And we're on the road to episode 200 now.
200 now.
Yep. Zombie porn.
Well,
And
that's
but
interesting.
there'll be an explanation for it. It's not as filthy as you may want it to be, or it could be a little more than you'd want it to be. But I read, I want to talk to Bill about one thing. This guy, Pompano Beach man, I'm going to read this story to you. He could face a hate crime charge after police said he punched a bouncer and kicked a patron while spouting gay slurs at a Duval Street gay bar early Monday morning. Now, that's kind of funny. Now, think of the premise. No, hold on for your questions.
Okay.
Hold on for your questions.
I don't have
Shane
questions.
McCrae,
I got comments.
I know you got questions. I knew because you're a
I don't
smart
have
man.
comments. I don't have
know,
questions.
you
I got comments.
Well, I got the questions, too. Shane McCrae, a 26-year-old Pompano Beach man who is listed as a construction worker, started trouble while drinking at the Bourbon Street Pub, 724 Duval Street. And I knew the Bourbon Street Pub is a gay bar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And he started calling patrons the F words, and that wasn't fucks. And I don't like saying the other ones. Anyway,
Yeah.
What British would call sticks.
There you go.
Sticks, faggot. And saying there are
Still the
burning
best
in
South-
hell. So the guy has a drinking problem. He's burning in hell. And according, he ran out. I think the bouncer escorted him out. He went drinking in another place. Came back, punched a guy in the stomach twice. The police came, and using a taser to restrain him, they restrained his legs, and he was hurling epithets at the police, threatening them
I'm sure.
and their families, and said he's going to kill them and all that stuff. So the guy's in a whole shitload of trouble right now.
Yeah, he's got the whole world.
Yeah,
shit.
you hate crime. I mean, combined with the attack on the police, he's covered all the bases.
Yeah, he's
In
just,
Key West, and this is Key West. You're not going to find a sympathetic jury.
No, you, dude. And my whole thing though,
Why are you
this
drinking
is Bourbon
there?
Street.
Why are you drinking there? Right?
This is not. No, it's not even that. It's. I'm not talking about dumpy little small gay guys. Most of the guys down there are buff. They're big guys. Hell,
Oh, there's some badass gay guys down there.
dude.
You don't know.
watched. At the one up the street, we're sitting there with the
Yeah.
wife because you want
And
to
they're
watch.
not. Hey, listen, if you see a big gay guy who's manscaped and all that stuff, he's used to being picked on.
Oh yeah,
He spent his whole life,
yeah. No,
and he got big and strong.
I had the wife. She wanted to go to one of the drag shows at the one up the street from Bourbon Street.
The la-ti-da,
Yes,
maybe.
the la-di-da. And, dude, there's some guy in there, and he's picking on the way. I'm like, dude, this guy's like 6'4" and full of muscle. He's going to eventually get tired of your shit and start beating your ass.
Yes. No, they're not. They're not pussies.
Yeah.
They are not tough. They are tough guys. There's a lot of tough gay men out there, and there's one I know that works for. He's a big black dude. He works for Forest Tech. He's one of their drivers.
Oh, yeah.
He is 6'6", 330 maybe. He looks like he can bench
I go
press a truck.
280. He's all lean,
Oh,
man.
he's lean. He's lean. He's
all
a
lean,
big
but it's
guy.
all
He's not
muscle.
heavy. He's just tall. I think. Well,
Yeah, I
because
know
of
what
his
you're
size.
talking about, man.
Yes.
That's a big man.
Nice guy.
Super nice guy.
Super nice guy. I wouldn't.
fuck with him.
Naturally, I wouldn't start trouble with anybody anyway. Obviously, but that guy in particular, you go out anyway. But okay. So there's some questions I have for you, Shane. If you were not aware it was a gay bar at the time,
It shouldn't have
and then
taken
you found
long,
out,
man.
why didn't you just leave? Was it homosexual panic? Right? Then all of a sudden you go like this. You're sitting in there. Says, "Oh, there's some good-looking dudes in here." I mean, it's like maybe you realize in the subconscious. He goes, "Wow, this is the place I want to be. There's good-looking guys in here," and you're not thinking you didn't go. You didn't gravitate to the bar where the young girls were. Young good-looking girls are working or something. You gravitated to the Bourbon Street bar. Okay, which is a great bar. I would take Abby in there anything.
Oh, yeah.
They may be a little outrageous in there, but they're always, to the essence, they're polite.
Oh yeah, it's polite.
They're polite
it's
fun.
It's all about the show, and they're going to put it on the show.
And they're very fun and sweet people. And was it homosexual panic? Like you're just deciding that oh my God, I've been in here drinking. And I didn't realize that. I've been in bars when I was younger, when I was a young guy, and I realized that, and I didn't want to be seen in it. And then I realize now, when you get older, it's like, I don't give a fuck. If someone thinks I'm gay, then they don't know me. Yeah. So, and Shane, another question. Do you know what happens in jail, in prison? Do you like, and then the last one, do you like the top or bottom bunk or any of the interpretations that could be read as? Because Shane McCrae, you are a person of the week down here in the Keys. Thank you for visiting us. If you do get out of this, which you should do time, attack the person. That is a hate crime when you come back in. You had to go and make an effort to come back. I had a guy touch my leg one time when I was at this. They called Dirty Larry's, and Dirty Larry's wasn't.
Oh, I've actually done the Crocodile Dundee thing.
Mm-hmm.
Talking to the girl at the bar, and all of a sudden get the funny feeling. Just got to reach over and thunk. Hey, nice to meet you.
You touched?
Oh yeah, I just reached right down. Hey,
that's pussy grabbing.
No. It wasn't.
Well, no, I know, but if it was a woman,
I would have apologized and said I wasn't sure.
But that's pussy grabbing.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
An ounce of prevention.
If you're not in a gay bar, that's okay.
I think that's called assault.
Probably, but
Yeah,
I'd much rather do that assault than have the other assault.
Well, I mean, you could just say, "Hey, listen, you can go like this. I'm not quite sure." There was a scene from The Crying Game. You ever seen the movie Crying Game?
No.
Great movie. My dad told me about this movie. It is actually a great movie. It is a wonderful movie. And I told this before. It takes place in Ireland and England. And it's the IRA captures a British soldier who's played by Forrest Whitaker. And he's kept as hostage. And during it, Stephen Ray, I think is his name, the actor, he's one of the IRA guys, and he's watching over them. At one point, they start talking, and Forrest Whitaker, an American actor playing a British soldier, he's talking about how in Ireland is like the most racist country in the world because there were people screaming at the N-word at him in the face and all that stuff. And he says, "You guys aren't revolutionary. You're backward here." So. He goes on and on. He talks about his girlfriend in London, who's a hairstylist.
Okay,
I think a hairstylist or something like that. And he says how much he loves her and stuff like that. And they get to be friends. I mean, they have a real. I mean, Stephen Ray, he's looking at him. He's going, "Man, you are a really good guy." And the other guy sees him as a good guy. And they're going for a walk in the woods. And he's supposed to kill him at that time. He's supposed to kill him. And he's taking him out with a pistol. And Stephen Ray's not going to be able to shoot this guy because they developed this relationship. At one point, Forrest Whitaker just says, "You're not going to shoot me." And he starts running. He runs into the road, and he gets hit by a truck. I think they're carrying it's a troop carrier, British soldiers. He gets killed by a troop carrier, British soldiers. And Stephen Ray, it blows the whole IRA operation and thing. They all disappear. And Stephen Ray ends up honoring the request of Forrest Whitaker. He asks him to go and see his girlfriend, and he goes to London and becomes a construction worker and stuff like that. And he goes and finds her, and he starts seeing her and starts realizing, oh man, she's pretty, she's charming, and all that stuff. And he falls in love with her. I mean, he falls in like with her, infatuated.
But I'm kind of wondering how we got from Paul Hogan to that.
What?
I'm kind of wondering how we got from Paul Hogan to that.
Okay, no, this is because let me explain how it happens. Let me explain what happens. Then you'll know exactly what I mean.
Okay,
it's a direct link to it, and eventually they go out on a date and they're having a good time, and the clothes are coming off. He's kissing her and stuff like that. And he goes going down, go south, go south, go south. And all of a sudden, there's a penis.
Yep.
And
See, he should have done the Crocodile Dundee thing, man.
He starts puking. He goes to the bathroom and starts puking. The other guy's outraged. They ended up that my dad's thought that was very interesting.
See, he could have saved himself.
Well, if you didn't know the movie, you didn't know this about the actor either. That was an actor, not an actress.
Yeah,
and he's a beautiful man
to
play a beautiful woman.
He could have saved himself a lot of trouble, man, by just going, "Hey, nice to meet you."
Well, you know what? I think you can just go with the word of honor. Like if you have any questions, just ask them. Just ask them.
Yeah, that doesn't come to mind when you're half a bottle into half a bottle of whiskey.
It's a lot easier to go and say, "Do you have a penis or a vagina?"
Nah.
Than grabbing it.
It's much more fun to watch the expression.
Okay. Well, I disagree on the tactic, but you know what? We're here to disagree, and we can. I respect.
You're not some big old redneck wearing a cowboy hat either.
Well, no, mine would be just as effective. Because you'd
but mine's a lot more fun.
Yeah, but there's, actually, if I ask it and they told the police and they told the police, say, what did the guy do? He grabbed my vagina. Or he asked me if I had a penis. The person that's going to be put in cuffs is going to grab the vagina.
Yeah, except you pretty much know at the time you're checking. You pretty much figured that one out.
Then why would you grab it?
Just because you're checking.
Okay. That's a question for Shane McCrae. He's going to have to realize that eventually. And you know what? He may come in touch with his feminine side eventually, or it's not feminine side, because male, he could be.
Whatever.
Okay, well, I wanted to go back on this bar promo. If any of our listeners listen to it, we're going to start reinstituting that. If you'd like to send me a picture of one of your favorite haunts in another town, and I'm going to, we have Key West in the mix. And I have a couple of submissions for Key West right now, but I got to talk to some of those people because we don't want to have them compete. But there's plenty of business in Key West, so I can have a couple. Oh, yeah. I can have probably at least 5 or 6 down there. We have Marathon. We do have Philadelphia. We have Tomball, Texas. What?
Atlanta?
Well, the Atlanta one, you know what? It was nice. I don't want to really talk about it, but there was really no interest in it. Like there were no listeners. Part of the things, I don't mean to be crass, but and short-sighted. But we're going to talk about that.
But you're crass and short-sighted.
We need to say. Nope. We're not talking about any fetishes right now. Can I get one? Do you want one?
Yeah, I'll take one. I'll take a Bud Light. I'll do a Bud Light, please.
He's Bud Light. I'm Budweiser. Made Budweiser. So, yeah, they when I say crass or apparent, part of it, the reason I'm doing it, I'm providing free promotion as we're expanding our listenership to these towns. Any town. But what you have to do, and it's free of charge, is at least listen to it when I'm talking about your town and expose your town and your bar and expose it.
Yeah, makes sense.
That's the minimum. There's no price. There is no.
Ma'am.
Someday it could be. If we have a lot of listeners and stuff, there could be a possibility. And if you don't get on this train early, it could cost you something. You could be on one of the early episodes and you say, what the fuck was Jim and Bill talking about originally?
We don't know.
We have no idea. They don't know.
I mean, they're not the only
First of all, we're older guys, so we can forget.
They're not the only people.
We may have early onset dementia.
Yeah, they're not the only people who tune you out from time to time.
They won't be the first, and they won't be the last. Look at how sweet that is.
Well,
thank you, Christy.
Yep.
But if you do have a bar that you'd like to promote, is that Bill's? If you have a bar you'd like to promote, send us a picture and a short description of why your bar is so great. And on a second note, there's topics, and we had some great topics sent to us. Zombie porn wasn't one of them, but Kelly came up with sex robots. Jenna was closing time, which you can make really interesting. Jenna, Kelly, and we're going to have Jenna Kelly on a little more regularly. She's a finance manager at Riva.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so if you come up with any topics, send it. No topic is too bold or too boring. Because if you send me something very boring, I will endeavor to make it exciting.
Yeah,
and if it's
okay.
exciting, I will endeavor not to get us thrown off.
We're not going to talk about tile.
What?
We're not going to talk about tile.
Talk about time?
Tile.
Tile?
Tile.
T-I-L-E?
Tile.
Tile. Why would we... is this Jenna? We talking about tile because they're tiling their floor?
No, I'm talking about boring topics. Tile's pretty damn boring.
I will make it exciting. Give me a little ways around it. There's mosaics. I can talk about the weirdest mosaics made from tile and stuff like that. I'm sure there's different things that we could come up with tile. That would, you know what? You did pick a boring subject.
Yeah, tile's pretty much boring.
I mean,
you put tile down and you're done.
I could talk about my buddy who was a bishop in Philadelphia, an auxiliary bishop, and he studied law in Bologna, Italy, the Vatican thing. Now, the Vatican's going through some tough things. I'm not going to piss off. I was raised Roman Catholic. I'm not going to piss off the thing. They got some big shit going on right now, but I could talk about ecclesiastical law and try to make it exciting.
Yeah, good luck with that.
You know what? If we can do it, you can do it. So, but if you have your topics, please send your topics. Now, and we can go into, since we started talking about that news, the Blackwater Siren. We heard the Blackwater Siren on the south side of the Jewfish Creek Bridge as you come in. I think the mile mark will be 107.6, something like that. Because you go over the bridge and you got to come back a quarter mile and stuff like that. Not too far, but they got.
No, if you're coming from the north, you just come straight down. Boom. Well, yeah, you got to come back to service.
Yeah, you're always coming back a little. I mean, coming from the north, you go a little south and then you come back. Yeah. And coming from the south, you're just coming directly to it.
If you get on a bridge, there's only one way that doesn't get you back on the bridge.
You want to exit on the south side of the bridge. And they're here, and they have their $2 Bud and Bud Light bottles.
All the time.
Yep. We have the beautiful Christy. I'm going to post some pictures of her on the show.
Well, Beat's posting pictures of Jim again.
Of Jim? No, we were done with Jim. I did put Jim. He was on the anal bleaching episode, and he has nothing to do with that.
No, I imagine Jim has Luke and I's outlook on manscaping.
Well, I mean, guys don't do a lot of anal bleaching. It's women, porn stars.
Well, no, I'm just talking about general manscaping.
Looking at him, I don't think he does much. He may trim the eyebrows a little, maybe.
Well, that's not even manscaping. That's an old girlfriend pointed out. Just because you can grow your eyebrows out that long,
my buddy Moon, you know Moon, right?
Yeah, I know Moon.
Moon posted when we posted that. He says, "I like a good-looking bartender." Now, I didn't know what he meant. He posted, Moon, if you're listening, did you mean
I know exactly
Jim
what Moon
is
meant.
a good-looking bartender?
No.
Or you like other good-looking bartenders?
He doesn't have D cups.
What? He likes me.
He doesn't have D cups.
You know, Moon likes me, man. He comes in, he's always posting shit.
Yeah.
I mean, he's sending dirty shit to me all the time.
I know, but he'd prefer if you had D cups.
He sent me a picture of naked women up top, and down below they weren't women.
Oh, he sent me that one too. God,
he sent it to everyone, didn't he?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I heard you were at the party and you were the center of attention.
Yeah,
and it was.
He sends those out on a regular basis.
I think the Japanese would call it bukkake. Would be the temple term.
There you go.
But that's we're not going to be taking our time to explain that.
Yeah, I don't open a lot of emails from Moon. If they've got attachments, I usually just.
It's always something filthy and dirty. He's not going to be invited to talk at Burt Memorial Church anytime soon.
That'd be an interesting congregation.
It would certainly.
I'd go.
So our theme today was, we were talking about Blackwater Siren. We talked about the specials. Talked about it. You know, you can cook your own catch. We're in the midst of lobster season, and due to the right now, it's really the Florida lobster, Caribbean lobster is very inexpensive.
It's very inexpensive, and there are bunches.
There's
of them.
plenty. Yeah, the Chinese, because of the tariffs and stuff like that, the Chinese aren't.
This has been
buying it up,
and this has actually been talking to a couple of my neighbors that are still lobster guys. This has been one of the best early seasons in recent memory.
Yeah,
they're loading traps up. So there's
we got
no
plenty of it.
lobster.
There's a lot of Caribbean lobster, and they're plump, delicious. They're big ones too. That's what she said. I know. I was watching The Office, and every time I hear that, but you
haven't
come
seen
here.
that
If you catch your own lobster, you can bring it here. They'll cook it. They'll do your own catch. Remember, you got to clean it. The lobster, you want to bring your lobster, and just bring the tails.
Yeah, just the tails.
Just the tails. And from what I heard this rumor. When you are, it's not a rumor, but it was a suggestion. If you get the Caribbean lobster, I don't know if it works for regular lobster, you just put it in the freezer for 30 minutes, and you bring it out, and it just rips the meat right around away from the tail, and it comes out real easy.
If you know how to clean them, it's just the same.
I hear it's real tough to pull it out when it's...
No, it's just a twist turn.
Twist turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we got that, and we did have a light season, but you know what? It seems like, at least the catch, and I don't know what it seems like the rest of them. You hear about it being kind of weak, but we have no tropical activity in the Atlantic right now. And at this time,
don't fucking kill it.
No, but last year, remember, we had a bunch. Oh, look, as
we
thunderstorm.
We had a fucking tropical activity last night. It
oh
came
yeah, that
down
was shitty. That was
a
pretty
hell of a thunderstorm.
That was a thunderstorm. There was a lot of boomers. I fall asleep to that stuff. I love lightning and thunder and wind and all that stuff. That's weird. I mean, being a city boy and all that stuff, I really, when the wind and rain and even it sounds like the roof's coming off, I fall right asleep. It's got to be like a bear attack. I feel like a bear attack. Pretend to be dead, so I fall asleep. So, I want to talk about zombie porn. I know. I was. Now you might think that I'm interested in it, but I came across it. This was since the phenomenon of The Walking Dead and the zombie interest of people like World War Z and all these other shows.
I've still never watched.
I think
Walking
like
Dead.
20-something years ago, it was vampires. And then before that, 30 years ago, it was slasher movies and stuff like that, Freddy and stuff like that. Right now, we're in the midst of zombies. And I thought this was unique and new, but when I did a little research, and I still haven't, it's 10 years. It's been a thing for 10 years, big thing for 10 years.
Good
I'm
for
sure
them.
there may be something before, but a big enough where people started understanding it, like Huffington Post and different fringe media things started noticing it. I know, it's just one of those things that get picked up. And I haven't seen one movie yet because it's not my thing. It's not that
I'm sure there is one.
Oh, no, there's tons of them.
I'm sure there is one.
No, they got stars. They got certain stars. There's Donna something. She's in all the zombie porn movies. There's this Texas girl that's in it. And it's not that Texas is all about zombie porn. But I'm just not really big into the cannibalism or necrophilia thing.
Yeah, I'm just missing all
it's
that,
kind of like necrophilia because it's zombie. They don't have their full...
Yeah.
I mean, it's like making... it's making... Well, I was going to say making love. It's screwing someone who's has a mental disability because they only survive in their brainstem and stuff like that, just walking around. And in the end,
I'm looking for a little bit of audience
participation. And I
participation.
think in the process, it looks like they start eating you. Oh, and I tried to. We have an image for it, obviously. But when I went to the images, you may hear thunder in the background.
Yeah, you never search for images.
Well, I got these images.
You never
There
search
is a
for
shitload
images.
of zombie porn. There's pictures and movies, and there's gay and straight zombie.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure there is.
And they threw a vampire one in there, too.
Just because.
I mean, I just say, if someone has pointy teeth, I don't know if he'd be taking my penis and sticking it in their mouth.
Yeah,
that
probably
is
not.
really trusting. It's like putting it up against a buzzsaw. Would you do that? I don't think so. Or a piranha, let the piranha kiss your penis.
Yeah, no thank you.
No, not at all. So, I mean, it probably appeals to people. What do you think? It appeals to people, pedophilia, people that they want to feel both dominant and...
I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, it got me thinking about fetishes. And I found some fetishes.
Oh, no.
Yeah, okay, listen to this one.
Oh, no.
It's called acrotomophilia. Acrotomophilia. What do you think?
I'm trying to think back through Latin class, and I'm missing it.
Can I tell you?
Yeah, you can tell me.
It's arousal to amputees. And there's another one I didn't record. I didn't
What
put
was
it
the
down
girl's
because-
name? Eileen?
Oh, I know that one. I know that one. I know.
Peg.
Peg. But acrotomophilia, or tomophilia. They also have one where you're aroused to your amputation, which is even sicker.
That's pretty weird.
Yeah. And there's another one, and I won't even talk about it, about eating people's body parts
Yeah,
or
no.
being eaten by someone else.
Yeah, no.
Okay, I didn't go into that.
No, I mean-
okay, here, I got the next one. I know, but
We
think
have actually hired a midget stripper for a friend.
I'm going to cover that. Don't say anything about that.
Okay.
There we got it. Good. That's good.
I'll hang
That's
on
funny.
to that one.
You're going to see if you're going to understand, then you got to understand. Okay, agalmatophilia. Agalmatophilia. This one, I know a little bit of Latin. I don't know. We get it. It's arousal to statues. So you can go. You know what they could really do if you want to really get if you want to protest a Confederate statue, just go and
Go
rub
ahead
your
and bang
pecker
one.
on it, and bang the horse or the general.
There you go.
Sit there, ejaculate on it, and that's showing disrespect. You don't have to tear it down. You just go in there and say, "Oh my God, Elizabeth Cady Stanton, General Robert E. Lee." There we go. Or there's probably could be someone that says, "Man, that Mount Rushmore really fucking turns me on. I get a chubby when I see Teddy Roosevelt up there." I didn't write that down. That's all something I was thinking of right now. But just thinking of arousal to statues.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
Okay, now
What's the
I mean
next
that's
one?
got to be. There's mannequins. People get excited by mannequins. When I think George was watching. He went into a store in Seinfeld. George Costanza. He goes into a store and this woman is dressing a mannequin, and you can see him getting kind of flustered. So that's kind of I guess that's agalmatophilia. Okay, here this one, and this is what you were talking about. It's anastemophilia. Anastemophilia.
Okay. Is that midgets?
It's arousal to a person of extreme stature,
Tall
either
or short?
giant or dwarf. So it's girls that or guys that like big women or
there you go.
or little women. And you were going to talk about your friend.
We actually we got my buddy John up in Boca, midget stripper. It was about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
That was actually a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, no, I'm going to hear more.
Oh yeah, no, she danced for him. Gave him a lap dance, shook it right in his face.
What? Yeah, did he do anything with her?
No, well, if he did, we didn't know about it. We didn't ask.
You didn't see it.
Oh yeah.
No, you didn't see
No, we
what
didn't
he
see that.
would have done with her.
No, we saw everything she had.
Was she a midget or a
Oh
dwarf?
no, she was a midget.
No, I mean or a dwarf.
I don't know.
A midget has the same. I think dwarfism is the foreshortened arms and legs.
Yeah, short arms, short
Okay.
legs.
Okay.
Big old titties.
They like to be called little people.
Little people. Big
Little
old
people.
titties.
Really?
Oh, yeah,
Were they
yeah.
fake or real?
I think they were real.
Okay.
They're pretty wobbly.
Was she nice looking?
I don't know. It depends. If you like dwarves.
Well, the face is the face. Her head's
Yeah,
almost
no.
always the
Yeah,
same.
No, a little more.
Look at Peter Dinklage.
Look,
You know Peter Dinklage
yeah,
from the Game of Thrones?
Yeah, little
He's
more,
a handsome man.
little more forehead than I really prefer,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. If you just showed Peter Dinklage's head without his body, women look at him and say he's a handsome man. And stuff like that. And then there's people that like him and stuff like that, and they say he's still a handsome man. And he is he's a handsome man. There's beautiful women
he's a
too.
good-looking guy.
And there was the little person that was in Total Recall, the Arnold one. She was a stripper in it too.
Oh, I remember that.
She was also in Seinfeld. She was Mickey's pseudo girlfriend, but Mickey was heightening. He was putting in lifts into his shoes, so he got busted for that. Okay, the next one is autoplushophilia. Autoplushophilia. Plushophilia.
Is that the furry people?
Yes. It's arousal to oneself, to yourself, dressed as a giant cartoon-like stuff. Now, this isn't people having sex with other people is you get aroused dressed as a teddy bear.
There you go.
I mean, imagine the amount of DNA that would get off in one of those. And in one of those costumes at Disney World.
I'm not.
If one of those auto plush-ophilia people became Mickey or Pluto or Minnie. Well, Minnie,
they might be.
I know, just sitting in there with their silk underwear, and they're just saying, "I don't want to take my head. I don't want to take my head off." You know, they say you can't take your head off when you do them. Okay, now they come up to real different ones. Now you should understand this one because the formicophilia. No. It's arousal to insects. No. Yeah. So I like this cockroach or palmetto bug crawling on my vagina or penis.
Yeah, no thank you.
Or cricket.
No.
Or locust.
Yeah, no.
Spider maybe.
No, definitely not.
You don't want to get a spider bite on your penis. That would be horrible. Your coochie. You don't want to get that. That would be painful. Okay. Gerontophilia.
That's going to be old.
Yes, it is. It's arousal to the elderly.
Well.
And you go like this, and you're bringing one of your buddies over. And we're going to go over to my grandma's house. He goes, "What's she like? She hot? She's 90 years old. Well, I don't care, man. Oh, that house dress on you, Mrs. Williams, is so hot. Oh, I smelled it, Bengay.
Oh, Jesus.
Come over here with that walker. I'm going to help you take those teeth out."
Yeah, there you go.
No?
Go
That's
ahead.
grossing you out?
Yeah, that's grossing me out.
It's like the sex robot thing, too. You didn't like the sex robot?
No.
You don't like... old people have sex.
Yeah.
Up there at the
I'm an old
villages,
person
up
that
to the
has sex.
villages, I would love to get some listeners up at villages. But those guys got to learn to use condoms because they have a high rate of
I was
STDs.
about to say, I think that's...
Are we talking about that before?
I don't know if we talked about that, but that always stands out in my mind that the Villages has one of the highest rates of STD transmission. In
A lot of herpes and chlamydia up there. Chlamydia was always interesting when you go chlamydia. I thought it was like one of those Jesus letters to the chlamydians. Jesus letter. It might have been. In my epistle, the fourth letter to the chlamydians, thou shalt use, yes, I would like a beer. Thou shalt use a sheep's intestines to wrap thy willy or thy member before thy engages in congress with your betrothed or your someone you're shacking up with. I don't know if they use shacking up in the New Testament. So we covered the formicophilia and the gerontophilia, and the next one we have starts getting really weird. And I think Christy should come over for it. We're gonna quiz her on some of these things. There's lithophilia. It's not books. You think it would be books. Yeah, it's not. It's arousal to stone or gravel. How painful would that be? A bucket of gravel.
You need to come figure out. We'll get you down here and we'll introduce you to P-Rock.
Well, no, but stone or gravel. Imagine you go and get turned on by it and you get an erection and you see a bucket of gravel.
Well,
what are you going to do with
go.
it? There's no amount of ointment or KY that's going to make that easy, unless you got one of those stone polishers. But this says stone or gravel, and that is rough.
Yeah, like I said.
Because I remember when, young men, when they first discover how to really service themselves, sometimes they overdo it, and it becomes, they lacerate their member.
Yep.
So I imagine what stone and gravel would do. The next one would be xylophilia. Closely related to the last one.
Yeah, I'm thinking bones?
Oh, that's sick. No, I bet there's one for that, but I didn't get it. Bone. That would be that would be osteophilia, I think. Osteophilia, I think. But this is xylophilia, and I thought there's someone fucking a xylophone would be kind of funny, but it's not.
No.
It's arousal to wood. Arousal to wood. And imagine you get someone to come in and say, come over to the house, we're in dinner. Sit on the couch first and give them a drink, and all of a sudden, and you have this beautiful coffee table made of oak, and you see, oh, my God, look at that knot. This is really, you did a really good job putting lacquer on this thing. It is beautiful.
Yeah, it's a little scary.
Yeah, and then you get erection, and you just guy sitting there from touching it, and you put the coaster on it, and he starts rubbing with the grain, and all of a sudden he has to get up. I got to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Do you have an extra pair of underwear I can change into? Okay, last but not least, and love this one. It's stegiophilia. It could be stygiophila. It's STYGIOPHILIA. It looks like sticks.
Yeah.
STYX.
Yeah.
So what is that? I'm giving you a hint. Like the river Styx?
Yeah, I'm thinking forgetful.
No, Styx. So, well, it's arousal to the thought of hellfire and damnation.
Oh.
You run into a religious girl. If you run into a religious girl or a guy
Baptist.
who thinks they get excited, they're a believer, they think they're sinners, and they get excited by sinning.
Yeah, no, trust me.
You are in for a good time.
Been around a lot of Baptists.
They're all over the place. I dated a woman when I was a young man. She was a couple years older. And she was talking about, she wanted to give her testimony to me, I think, or something like that, whatever it's called. What's it called? Is that what they do? I thought a testimony. Witness to me, and we're doing it, and she's getting all types of excited. And I think in it, and there was a little crying going around.
Oh.
And every so often you do hear the name of Jesus.
Oh, Jesus Christ, yeah.
But you heard Jesus. I mean, she took the Lord's name in vain, I think, when she did that. Because, I mean, and she seduced me.
There you go.
She was a minimum of like 10, 12 years older than me. And
nothing wrong with it.
and she was very, very, I mean, it was crazy. It had to be at least 30-something years ago, 32 years ago. But that stegiophilia, man, if you ever find anybody with that, I mean, it's not sick. It's not really sick. If you think about it, they're excited about hellfire and damnation.
If you've been down in the Bible Belt, you probably dealt with that at some point.
And you notice I stayed away from the typical ones. I didn't stay away. I mean, there's all different ones, you know.
Well, that's. I'm thinking that's pretty typical.
The hellfire and damnation,
Oh,
arousal to it.
Fuck yes.
Wouldn't arousal be to like I don't care about hellfire and damnation. I don't believe in it.
No, I think most of them are getting off.
They believe
because
they're going to go to hell.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's the sickest of all of them. That you're going to be punished.
Yep.
Well, I guess that's
there you go.
What's the sadophilia or something like that? Sadism.
They think they're being evil
For an eternity.
Oh yeah.
Eternity.
Eternity.
I mean, sadism. It's only temporary. That's the reason why they have safe words. Do you have a safe word? You ever have one?
No.
Come on, Bill.
No.
You had a safe word. Come on,
Really?
tell me a
No.
safe word.
I don't have a safe word.
Dude, at one time, you dated a girl, you were doing stuff, and you told her, and she told you a safe word.
No. No, if you want to tie me up, nope, I got to go.
No, you may have tied her up then, right? What is it? What would safe word?
Yeah,
Pecan?
no.
Pecan pie?
If I tie you up, I'm tying you up with a pair of pantyhose or something that you can slip right out
No
of.
safe word?
No. No, you can get right out. No, I'm not doing.
I think I'm
not
pretty
into the.
I think
restraints and stuff.
once or twice had a safe word. I think it would have been waffles or pantyhose, but that wouldn't work with if you're using pantyhose to get tied up.
I dated a girl down in Key West, and that lasted about 2 dates.
Mm-hmm.
It was like she's going choke me, punch me. I'm like, no, we're not going here.
Yeah, I had a girl ask me to smack her once
I'm
or
like,
twice.
No, we're not going here.
Yeah.
Woo.
You heard that old joke.
We're done.
Kiss me where it stinks. I took her to Camden, New Jersey.
That's a funny one.
Yeah, that's a funny one. Oh, where are we right now, Bill? We got a couple minutes. Well, let's talk. We had a great. Did we have a great Friday? You worked Friday. We had a great time, right? No, 2 Fridays before.
Maybe 2 weeks before.
Well, I want to talk about the band. If you get the chance to see Cody James and the Key Billies, or the Key Billies, or any one of the bands that Bill's in, they are a fun, exciting band down here. And if we have any other bands that would like to send that are from out of the area who would like to send their music that they made, and they give us a right so we can play it.
Yeah,
we'll play it. We'll be happy to play it.
Too.
Yeah, we'll play it, and we'll promote it. If you have something like it, we'll promote you down here.
I won't even put my little
I just came up with
bias and talk about all those damn rock and roll players.
Yeah, and if you come down here, I mean, you couldn't find anybody better to set you up than Bill Wissinger to come there. But you have to book months in advance, I think. Or a month in a month or two.
A
couple months in advance. But if you do come through, we'd be happy to have you on the show. But in order to broadcast, we'd have to have originals.
Yeah, pretty much original music.
Original music, and I know that's difficult. We're not at the place in the show where we can play the ASCAP fees.
Yeah, no,
you know what? And whatever you think about them, I know it's difficult, but that's the way it is. And we're thankful for the listeners that we have here. And once again, we'd like a reminder: if you have a bar that is your favorite, please send us a picture and a description of why you think it's a great bar. And we are on our way to start recording.
Oh yeah.
The interviews with the local things. And I might do a remote with Josh in Tomball, Texas, at the Lone Star Ice House.
Yeah. Yeah,
and we're going to Lone Star, and we're going to send a shout out to Jessica at McGee's. It's crab night there, and it turns out they did an advertisement. It sounded like Jessica just came back from vacation. We got crabs.
There you go.
It's two separate things. Jessica came back from vacation, and they're serving crabs. It just seemed different because Jessica looks like a girl that definitely wouldn't have crabs. And we want to thank all our listeners. I'm Jim, the Keys bartender. I'm here with Bill Wissinger. I'm going to let him sign off.
Thank you all so much. We do appreciate you listening and hanging out with us, and look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you so much again, and we will see you tomorrow night. We'll be at the Catch from 5 to 6. You guys have a good night, and we appreciate you.